Yo, 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 let's get on it. Coach Reese here, Prophletics Fitness and Athletic Performance, coming to bring you a video today about the second punch you should learn when you're learning how to box, which is that cross, that right hand or that backhand. If you're a southpaw fighter, it'll be your left hand. But that right hand if you're orthodox like me. Let's get straight to it. No hesitation. Y'all been waiting. Let's get it. All right. So if you've been studying the other videos, you've first learned how to stand in the boxing stance, how to move in the boxing stance, and how to move with your jab. So let's get in our jab position, which has our lead hand up front, boom, protecting the front of the face, our backhand on the side of the face here. Now remember, from the jab position, boom, you've extended your front hand out here. Your hip has turned forward with your punch, boom. Now we're gonna fire our fastest power punch that we have in the arsenal, which is that cross. So at the same time that you're retracting your lead hand, you shoot the cross. Notice I brought my lead hand back to protect my face. I did it at the same time, and I've also turned my hip forward. At the same time, not separately. The thing that a lot of boxers do and that they mess up on comes from their shadow boxing. Because what happens is, if you watch my hands right now, what's happening? They're not moving at the same time. I am retracting my left hand before I shoot my right hand, which disengages my power and disengages my hip, and at the same time, disengages how fast the punch will come off. But if I'm holding my lead hand out and bringing it right behind it, I didn't throw the punch any faster. It just came across expressively faster because I stopped the timing in between. If you notice right here, you'll see a lot of boxers shadow box right here or warm up. But the problem is my lead hand is coming back before my right hand or my cross hand comes out. So what I need to be doing is, at the same time I begin retraction, boom, shooting my cross. Now let's get down to the footwork that happens in it, because that's very, very important. Your punching power does not come from your arms. Your punching power comes from the kinetics of your legs shooting up through your hips and finishing through the hands. So let's get to that leg power. So with your feet, which are the most important things when it comes to positioning, to getting power, everything. This is what you need to do when it comes to shooting the cross. Notice on the other video, when I jabbed, boom, you see that small turn in my foot? Highly important. That's for a boxing jab when you're standing still, when you have the reach and you don't need to step in. So there's a small turn that complemented my hip turn. What's gonna happen is I'm gonna respond side to side. This little shuffle right here, Elvis shuffle, whatever you want to call it, is the most important thing that's going to happen when it comes to your punching. Here's why. After I throw the jab, at the same time, I'm going to pull in my lead hand and respond and shift forward with my right. Notice I'm up on my toe. I'm not up as far as a ballerina goes, but I'm planted, because what I'm doing is I'm digging in the ground. So the kinetic change starts when I dig in the ground, turn my hip, and finish, boom, through my cross. Notice my body is not leaning forward over one arm. It's not leaning back. Once again, it's centered between both of my legs. This little contortion right here, this little momentum, and if you listen, you can hear your feet scrub. You're gonna burn the bottom of your shoes. Don't worry about it. If you're not burning and digging in the bottom of your shoes, you're not throwing effective punches. Remember, extend, snap. Extend, snap. Extend, snap. Extend, snap. Boom. Pretty simple, right? Now, for those of you who have studied how to move, which is another video that I have up on my channel, how to move with your boxing guard, this is gonna apply to you. Those who haven't, go back and check the video. But here we go. So if you're gonna move with a jab and a cross, in which you'll hear a lot of boxing coaches, including myself, call a 1 and a 2. 1, 2. what you're going to do is step forward at the same time with that jab like we did, but instead of closing your guard, what you're going to do is step forward, step in slightly with your 2. Slightly. Notice I moved my foot just a little bit, just as small as I moved my front foot. So when I retract my cross or my right hand, I'm back to my boxing guard. I'm not closed in, which is a mistake that a lot of people make. They'll overstep, and as you see, now I have no balance, I have no base. I could be pushed over, knocked over, whatever the case is. So always remember that you're going to expand and close, so you'll be right back in your boxing guard. So step, cross, or you hear boxers and boxing coaches say 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Notice I am still, at the same time I'm retracting my jab, I begin my cross. Make sure you do that. If not, it'll come across like this, a very lazy 1, 2. You even heard my foot tap before I threw my cross, because I began my retraction early. Begin your retraction immediately, and your jab is going to come across perfectly timed with your 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Notice I'm turning my hip forward. I'm not over accentuating with my arm. And for those of you who have that problem, put yourself against the wall. What you're going to do is throw the 2 and make sure that your elbow doesn't hit the wall. You can still hear my foot digging into the ground, and my elbow's not touching the wall. So you can move linear like that, so you don't become telegraphed and somebody isn't able to evade your cross. Same thing when you're stepping forward. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Got it? That's going to conclude your boxing lesson for the day. Remember that your cross is the fastest power punch that you have in your arsenal as a boxer. It's debated whether it's a hook, an uppercut, overhand right, or anything of that nature. But just remember that anything that's linear and straight is going to come at you faster than anything that loops and goes over. Think about a car in front of you that slams on its brakes. If a car slams on its brakes direct, boom, you're not going to have time to evade, or your time to evade is going to be cut down. But if a car slams on its brakes in wavers, then you're going to have time to evade, a little bit more time to possibly get out of that situation. All right? So hopefully you like this video, subscribe, share, all that beautiful stuff. Check out my website, www.prophletics.fit. I've got some nice things coming for you. I've already got some shirts on there for you, some boxing shirts, a couple of tank tops, some blender bottles, all of that beautiful stuff. Make sure you practice, practice, and practice some more. Next, we'll get to that hook. So make sure you practice your jabs, your crosses, moving in your boxing guard, learning how to get in your boxing guard, and pretty soon, you'll be very proficient at it. All right?